why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, you know. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm with it. So, you know, I'll be going for Bud, you know, if he fight Canelo.
Maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good, really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants.
Errol Spence Jr. has finally spoken publicly for the first time since officially joining Terence Crawford in training camp ahead of the much-anticipated clash with Canelo Alvarez. In his first comments since the surprising alliance with his former in-ring rival, Spence openly praised Crawford's razor-sharp focus, relentless work ethic, and determined mindset as he heads into the biggest and most dangerous fight of his professional career. The partnership, once unthinkable given their heated history, has become one of the most talked about developments in the boxing community, reflecting a newfound mutual respect between the two fighters and a shared commitment to achieving something historic inside the ring.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight. I'm going to win the fight. It's simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And there's any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Crawford is putting everything on the line to chase greatness, taking the massive gamble of jumping up 2 full weight classes to challenge Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight championship on September 13, 2025. The fight is already being billed as one of the most significant events in modern boxing history. Yet when the possibility of a rematch with Spence Jr. was brought up, Crawford wasted no time in shutting it down completely. He flatly rejected the idea, making it clear that his focus is on the Canelo challenge and nothing else.
It could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great, you know. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm with it. So, I'll be going for Bud, you know, if he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off. He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
So recently, Errol Spence has backed Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez in the upcoming fight September the 13th. And now you got a whole lot of people making a whole lot of noise about it, which is crazy because if y'all remember, Errol Spence, he been calling out Canelo Alvarez for years. Remember when Canelo Alvarez was still at 160, Errol was saying that he'll move up to 160 just to fight Canelo Alvarez. I guess because he's seen something in Canelo that he can exploit. And being as though that Terence beat the shit out of Errol Spence last year, I guess he felt like he can do the same thing to him.
Bernard Hopkins reflected on the punishing toll Crawford inflicted on Spence during their previous encounter, describing it as the equivalent of enduring 3 fights in one night, with the damage so severe it might have taken the equivalent of 4 fights out of Spence's career. As a veteran who has felt the lasting effects of brutal wars inside the ring, Hopkins explained that while such damage may not immediately appear visible, it often robs a fighter of crucial peak years and can quietly derail a once promising trajectory.
Terence "Bud" Crawford is aiming for a Canelo Alvarez clash at 168 to become undisputed for a 3rd time in a 3rd weight division, something that has never been done. They're talking about Canelo Alvarez's 2 fights this year in May and September is going to be potentially versus Jamal Charlo and Terence Crawford in September on the back end. You know, for Canelo, of course, we want to see him fight David Benavidez, David Morrell. Dig what I'm saying? But so I know, this might not be what y'all want to see from Canelo, but for Terence Crawford, I like the idea. It looks like Errol Spence is gonna do other things as opposed to fighting Terence Crawford in a rematch. So Terence Crawford in the gym right now, getting ready, staying prepared. and I would like to see him challenge himself versus Canelo. He done did everything else in the sport, and I mean,
Shakur Stevenson has been outspoken in his belief that Crawford not only has the tools to beat Canelo but could very well stop him. Stevenson, who has long admired Crawford's boxing IQ, fluid southpaw movement, and sneaky power, sees those attributes as decisive advantages over the Mexican superstar. He hasn't been shy about expressing his stance for years, repeatedly asserting that Crawford can cook Canelo and even suggesting a knockout victory is within reach. In Stevenson's mind, Crawford's adaptability, precision, and ability to switch gears mid-fight could turn what most view as an impossible task into a stunning upset.
Crawford. Believe Crawford, even though, fought twice, throughout the year, Crawford, was...
But look who he beat.
Undisputed.
Look who he beat. Look who he beat. What he did to Spence, and how he did it. That's 3 fights to me. And it took 4 fights out of Spence, right? Yeah, I'm a fighter, so I can tell you when you get punished like that.
Yeah, I was there ringside watching the fight.
It takes a few years out of you. Don't see the years right now, but it sort of takes something out of that person going forward. They still can beat some fights, but it really put a bruise on. You didn't see Spence fight yet, did you?
No.
Did you hear him name opponent from the potentially fight? It's been quiet.
Michael Jai White, martial arts star, accomplished fighter, and the actor who portrayed Mike Tyson in HBO's acclaimed biopic, has thrown his full support behind Crawford. In an interview, White dismissed the idea of Canelo being the rightful favorite, bluntly saying no before comparing the matchup to Mayweather's masterclass over Canelo in 2013. He believes Crawford's lightning-fast reflexes, unorthodox style, and ring intelligence can allow him to outpoint Canelo in similar fashion, despite the Mexican's growth and evolution as a fighter over the past decade.
I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's physically kind of big, but height-wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so. No.
Corey, have you got a decision to stop this? Because Breadman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone and talked about it, but I think that's possible. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud could crack too. So.
Former light heavyweight champion Antonio Tarver is equally confident that Crawford has a path to victory, provided he can absorb Canelo's power at the 168-pound limit. Tarver acknowledges that Crawford's elite skill set is undeniable, but stresses the critical question remains whether his chin can withstand the punishing shots that come with moving up to such a physically demanding division. If Crawford can neutralize that danger, Tarver is certain his superior speed, ring IQ, and pinpoint accuracy could swing the fight in his favor and produce one of the sport's most memorable upsets.
Canelo versus Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Do you feel that Canelo's going to win?
No.
Really?
No.
So you would put your money on Crawford?
Yes.
You'd make money. Just put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Crawford's going to beat him?
Because Crawford could find people to fight like Canelo, who is amazing. Canelo has he evolved. I saw how he evolved defensively and everything. I just don't think he's as fast as Crawford. And I think Crawford is just a little step ahead as far as movement is concerned. And so I think it's going to be Mayweather Canelo Part 2. That's what I think. Crawford ain't gonna knock him out, but I don't know if Canelo's gonna land very solidly on Crawford. Canelo's way better now, but I still think there's an edge. It won't necessarily be exactly like that, but I think he'll edge him out point-wise. All you need is that little bit of an edge, and I think Crawford has that.
Israel Madrimov, who fell to Crawford in 2024, sees things differently and offered a blunt, unfiltered prediction. To him, the jump to super middleweight presents too great a physical gap, and he believes Canelo will win, likely by decision. While Madrimov acknowledges Crawford's intelligence, experience, and power, he feels the size advantage at 168 pounds tilts the scales toward Canelo. In his words, if the fight is fought at 168, Canelo should be favored, though in a hypothetical at a lower weight, he'd see it as a 50-50 matchup.
Terence got to be Terence, bro. He's a real deep thinker. He processed fights like nobody else. And he's processed this Canelo fight. He's seen it. He went through it 2 or 3 times already. He knows how this ends. You can tell the way he shadow boxes. He visualizing Canelo being right there in front of him. You understand? Look at the movement. That's all you got to do. Look at the movement. And that's the type of master boxer that Canelo is going to be facing. And the only thing I say is Canelo hasn't faced an opponent like this in a long time. You know what I mean? I think Canelo's going to have to go back to the Caleb Plant fight and look that good, that active, that, you feel me, moving with that type of grace to beat Terence Crawford. Because weight ain't gonna make the difference. It ain't gonna be the weight. It's gonna be the skill set.
Amir Khan, one of the rare fighters to have shared the ring with both men, predicts an entirely different outcome. Khan believes it will be a relatively easy night for Crawford, pointing to his unique combination of skill, accuracy, footwork, high-level boxing IQ, and elusive defense. Khan says Crawford is significantly harder to hit than Canelo ever was and that this slipperiness will make all the difference.
If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think.
Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, what do you think about that fight if they did fight? Looks like it's up for September.
Good fight. You know, if 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight against?
He has power, smart, in more practical.
He has more experience. He's very experienced.
Khan concedes that Canelo still possesses dangerous knockout power, but insists Crawford's timing and ability to control distance could nullify that advantage. He also notes that Canelo was not the same fighter he was in 2016, and if Crawford can avoid taking flush shots, he should be able to secure the victory without much trouble.
I think that Crawford could beat him, because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo, and he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good fight.
I fought them both. Like, what are the differences between them?
Canelo's strong and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't hit clean. They both hit hard because, and you can see the strength when I was fighting against Crawford. He is very strong as well. So look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go for a fight?
Joe Rogan has voiced his support for Crawford as well, openly stating his admiration despite acknowledging concerns about the natural size and power differences. Rogan lauds Crawford as perhaps the best switch hitter in the sport, seamlessly shifting between orthodox and southpaw stances while maintaining elite tactical awareness. His only lingering concern is whether Crawford's frame can handle Canelo's sheer punching force, given the Mexican's reputation as a devastating puncher.
Canelo, is it so substantially bigger than all the other fights?
It was like ×4.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
×3, 4, yeah.
Yeah, that's what
it's crazy money.
He's such a draw,
so
isn't
when that deal was put to me, and I was like, it was about like 11 M.
Wow. I didn't even want to talk to them.
11, 12, call it.
We appreciate that for the second.
Absolutely, yeah.
11, 12 million, yeah. So when you look at that, you think, if I had to know, look at it this way. If I had to fight, I have to fight Danny Garcia, Kotelnik, Zab Judah, Peterson,
and maybe like a Greco 5-5.
All to make that much dough.
No, I think, and that's not it's not the fight that's hard. It's the training camps.
Yeah.
So when you get an opportunity like that, you're gonna take it because you know that it's only one fight. Whereas instead of you taking 5 fights, now Canelo knocked me out, fine, not me with one shot. You know what I mean? But you probably take more damage in.
Famed trainer Teddy Atlas has no such doubts. He believes Crawford's time fighting top-tier competition at 147 and 154 pounds has only sharpened his skills, and moving up to 168 will push him to an even higher level. Atlas emphasizes that Crawford's speed, tactical mastery, and adaptability remind him of the great Sugar Ray Leonard, calling Crawford a special fighter, perhaps even more special than Canelo.
I think is really interesting, the Crawford-Canelo fight.
Beyond interesting, fascinating.
Because how does Crawford compete with that size? Crawford is leapfrog. He goes to super middleweight,
47 to 54, and now to 68.
And the Madrimov fight in 54 is a difficult fight.
Yeah, so who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think he's one of those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to show you and shock you.
1000%.
I also think Canelo is slowing down, and Canelo is more of a one-punch fighter now than the combination fighter he was when he was...
Oscar De La Hoya, however, has been critical not of Crawford's ability, but of the fight's execution and promotion. While he respects Crawford's ambition and technical brilliance, De La Hoya questions whether he can endure Canelo's unrelenting pressure beyond the mid-rounds. He also slammed the artificial drama of the press tour, accusing both camps of staging moments for cameras rather than delivering genuine tension, insisting fans deserve a real war instead of a scripted spectacle.
He's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good, really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire, it's in his mind, it's in his makeup, where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class, can he carry it? You know, but those intangibles, I believe that he has them.
Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's gonna do to him? Run him out of the ring. You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate. And is being handed this fight on a silver platter and called promoter. He's the trust fund baby of boxing. That's it. The trust fund baby of boxing. And get this. The fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network. So does that mean this fight isn't important? Do they not give a about the fans or viewership? Why is it that Canelo has to fight during the day on Mexican Independence Weekend? And UFC with a roster of names I've never heard of is going on prime time. Cinco de Mayo. He's fighting in Riyadh and now he's fighting during the day on the biggest weekend in boxing. Yeah, Canelo will fight anywhere. Anytime he's told because he doesn't give a all he cares is about the money. Doesn't give a fans.
Current IBF welterweight champion Jaron Boutsenis has urged caution, warning that jumping straight into a fight with Canelo without first testing himself at middleweight could be dangerous for Crawford. He advises a tune-up bout at 160 to adjust to naturally bigger opponents. Ennis leans toward Canelo due to his proven knockout power against larger men, pointing out that the Mexican superstar has stopped fighters who were significantly bigger. Meanwhile, Canelo has entered an intense training phase, showcasing an impressively chiseled physique that stunned fans and insiders alike. His preparation has been nothing short of brutal, with early morning runs, explosive power circuits, relentless sparring, and a level of conditioning that has left even his own camp in awe.
I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down. And Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. You know, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, the fans want to see it. So, you know, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. You know, at like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, you know, to feeling of somebody a little bit bigger. You know, and things like that. You know, I know when you go up in weight, you gotta, you know, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavy and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now. But I think he should just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff.
Fan reactions remain divided. Many criticized Canelo's last performance against William Skull as a dull, forgettable bout with minimal action, fueling skepticism about whether this mega fight will deliver. On the other hand, Crawford's noticeable size increase has some questioning whether it will slow him down or sap his signature sharpness. Online debates are fierce, with some mocking the fight's promotional stunts, like the shove at the press conference, as contrived, while others remain captivated by the clash of styles, Crawford's speed and agility versus Canelo's brute strength and power.
Canelo is so predictable, dude. You know a hook is coming, you know when the right hand is coming, you know he's going down to the body. He gives it away. There's a tail with him. There really is. And it's usually off the high guard. He comes in, he marches forward, then boom. Crawford's gonna be able to see all of that. He's too knowledgeable inside the ring. His IQ is too high. If he can avoid the shots, avoid the big bum, and not get knocked out, he can outbox Canelo. It doesn't matter. He don't have to knock him out. He can outbox him, outpoint him. So that's my opinion, bro. That's what I think of.
What's your take on Errol Spence Jr.'s assessment of the fight? Do you believe Terence Crawford has the physical strength and resilience needed to overcome Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments section.